All right, so you're an artist, you're creative, you're a self-learner, self-motivated, you're passionate, and you dread your work. You dread going to work, you dread clocking in. You know, you're aware of all the benefits and the necessity of a job, but still it just drains you. Well, you've got to find the right work that doesn't deplete or give you a disadvantage when it comes to pursuing your passion, your dreams of making music or art. It's important that you prioritize. All right? This is what I've done. I've prioritized to where if I can, I will only work as much as I need to pay the bills that I have, on top of doing everything I can to reduce the amount of bills that I have to pay so that I can work just enough to pay those bills, okay? And preserve and also at a job that is conducive to you making music. You know, will your boss let you go part-time? Do you have flexibility? Is it a toxic environment? Well, you know, why are you dreading your job? It has to be doing something that is fucking you up, that's bothering you. Okay, and if you're like me, where you really put a few things into focus for your life at any given moment, you know, that could be a really big deal. So, you know, make sure also that the job that you have, if you're pursuing a job, make sure it's worth climbing that mountain, right? Unless it's just a dead-end job. If you're pursuing a career or a business, or you're doing something, make sure it's worth climbing. I've done a lot of things for the hope that for music's sake, right, of me succeeding in music or being able to make music, and it actually only made it harder or worse, right? For example, even getting a job in the music industry could hinder your desire to make good music, to be a true artist, right? I had an internship at a sick studio in Hollywood area, and I realized, you know, being an audio engineer, recording rappers and mixing and processing their vocals, it looks like a fun job. It's pretty wild. You know, you go at night, you work long hours, it pays good, but there's of course some cons, you know. It's still a business. It's basically a job that is a business, and in order to make a living with that job, you have to put it in enough energy, as much energy as if you were starting a business, okay? And your music career is a business. So what are you trying to do? Are you trying to start two businesses at once? Or are you going to start one business and then eventually in the future start your music business? I believe that you should start your music business now, in the present, at all times. You're in, I like to think of it as I'm in the sea bass industry. That's the only industry that I care about, okay? If it's not in the sea bass industry, I'm not doing it. Well, okay, so yeah, being an engineer is, you gotta get your clients, it's a lot of work, whatever. And on top of that, I realized that, you know, you're burning out that ability to sit down and focus at night for hours, doing that full time or even part time. You know, I was going to these internships every day after work, and as if these were my clients, and it's exhausting, man. You definitely aren't gonna have time to go work on music. You know, if you're working a day job and you're trying to get a side hustle off the ground so that you can make music. For me, I realized, at this point, I don't care. As long as my job fits into my overall plan and helps me make music, I don't care what it is. I don't care if I'm working at McDonald's. If I had it sorted out in my head to where this is what I have to do, I'm going to do it. And I still try to do jobs, though. I don't just accept any job willy-nilly if I don't have to. If I can be intentional, I will. At least in that area. So finding a job that provides you that is at least aligned with your interests has been a key to me, right? So the easiest thing, if basically if I'm not working in the music industry as my day job, I'm going to be working in the plant industry, whether that's a farming job, a cultivation job for cannabis, work sales job at a nursery, right? So all the skills that I find valuable in life, like entrepreneurship, learning, reading, communication, personal development, all these skills, I try to find those in jobs, and that gives me more reason and enjoyment and more purpose and gives me more value out of going to work other than just paying the bills. So right now my job is actually it doesn't matter what it is right now, but I'll tell you this. I've tried jobs in all the different areas of life that I'm interested in. I like working with my hands. I like building things. I like plants. I like all kinds of stuff. So I've tried all the different jobs. And, they all have their ups and their downs. None of them are perfect so far. Not that there is a perfect job. But every job I have, I try to aim a little higher than the last job I had, a little bit more curated to my personal aptitudes, right? So right now, honestly, I would say that I have the best job I've had so far in my life, because it feels almost like all these other little things I've done have prepared me for this job, which is sort of interesting. But I still dread going to work because it's not making music. It doesn't have any significance to me. I don't feel necessarily productive unless I'm working on music and that's just the reality. Even though the job supports my music making, it supports everything, it doesn't make a difference to me. It's still something I would rather not be doing. And you just have to sort of work with that. You can get so deep about different topics about work, philosophical reasons and just survival and whatever, purpose. But it's important to get the right kind of work that's suited for yourself, and it has to be conducive to the overall goal. That is, if you have a bigger goal than just working. Some people, they're just happy with working and they feel great at the end of the day, and they're happy to be able to get food and take their kid to the park and do whatever. That's good. As long as you're cool with your situation, I'm glad. But this is for the people who are not cool with their situation. And for me personally, right, I think that I won't be cool until I'm doing whatever it is. I'll know it. Okay, whether I'm able to make music or have some sort of maybe there is a perfect job, right? I could be doing a job that feels great, but we have yet to find that job. So other than that, I'm just betting on myself and creating my own job and being my own boss, through skills that I've acquired and developed and put to use. So I hope some of you found this thought-provoking. I could really talk about so many different things. It's hard to keep it together to make a coherent video, because I want to go all over the place and talk about everything. But yeah, have a good day. I'll see you in the next video. Spill more beans.